It's your boy Z Loud, and we back again. Okay, on today's video, we got a crazy one for you guys, and I think you guys are gonna like this one. It's getting wild up in these streets, bro. It was just about a couple months ago when Trump just said he's gonna release stuff on the UFO that's been going on. Now, all I'm gonna say is it's a bit troubling because just in February 27th, a retired general, his name is Neil, was found missing, and he's been missing to this day. Now, I don't know what's going on with this shit because a bunch of them are pulling up, and they're pulling up missing. Nobody could find them niggas. Most of them knew each other. Most of them were really high-ranking astrophysicists and all-important niggas. They the smart niggas of the world. Pulling up missing, man. Now, we're going to get straight into this, and then I'm going to explain. There's just two more that just got added to the missing list, and they're still trying to look for them, and we're going to get into that. And, you know us, we do our research on this side. You guys come with me, and we search through all the government's secrets. Let's get to it, man. Okay.
The FBI is part of the search for a retired Air Force general in New Mexico. Authorities say 68-year-old William McCaslin was last seen February 27th after leaving his Albuquerque home. February
27th, bro, that's a long time. That's been a long time. It's been a couple months now. We in March now, bro. It's been a couple months. Low key, if you don't find him, I don't think you're gonna find him. Apparently, they've been going door to door searching for this nigga. Crazy, down, up and down, bro. Where is this? Where is this? So I know not to go near whatever city this is. Whatever city he lives in. He must live in Arizona, right? This is Albuquerque, right? I don't know. I just know I like to stay away from places people go missing.
He home on foot and leaving his phone behind.
He left his phone? Yeah, he gone. He gone.
Career, he oversaw classified space weapons programs and was considered an expert.
Classified space weapons. What is classified? What is that? What type of weapons do they got? You telling me they got fucking ray guns now, bro? Classified space weapons? Bro, I better not see no Star Wars type weapons like in the future, bro. Like, what the fuck?
On UFOs. The search for McCaslin is spurred by concerns about unspecified medical issues. Clothing has been found near his home, but it's unclear if that's his.
I don't know. See, there's been about 7 of them that have gone missing. They all apparently work together. Okay. He oversaw the Air Force $22 billion science and technology program. God damn. So he was a smart nigga. All right.
A former colleague of General McCaslin's.
Okay, so this is his colleague. So she turned up missing too.
Who also disappeared, also under strange circumstances
last
summer.
Bro. They're knocking him off.
Coincidence? Let's go to Alex Capriello, live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Alex, what are you hearing about not 1, but 2 disappearances?
Yeah, very strange, Elizabeth. We've been spending the day digging into this missing persons case of Monica Reza. She vanished off the face of the earth about 9 months ago, last seen hiking in the Los Angeles forest with a companion. By all accounts, everything seemed normal that day. She was about 30 feet behind that person she was hiking with, smiling and waving. He turned around.
She was with
Next
someone?
thing you know, she was just completely gone. Rescue team spent days looking for.
How did she just? You're telling me the UFOs came to get her or something? You're telling me that she looked back, she saw her smiling, then she looked forward and she looked back again and she was disappeared? Nah, bruh. Hold on.
For her, but actually never recovered her body. But what's so interesting about this story, Elizabeth, is that she is essentially connected with
60,
General
she looked good for
McCaslin
60,
right here
huh?
in New Mexico. She's an aerospace engineer, and she developed a special metal that was used in rockets. It was a project that the U.S. government funded.
Yo, she's smart. She's smart. She's smart as fuck. She developed, but you know how hard it is to. You can't tell me you could develop a metal, nigga, that they use for space rocket ships, nigga. Fuck is you talking about, yo?
And something that was overseen by the general, and now all within less than 1 year, both of them have essentially vanished off the face of the earth.
No
we don't
way.
know whether or not these missing persons cases are connected at this point, but I did tip off the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department about it, asked if this
Where the
was a
fuck is
lead that they were
Bernalillo?
investigating,
Get me
and we're
away
still
from
waiting
there.
to hear back. But here's what we do know: that critical timeline for the disappearance of the general. At the end of February, he was last seen chatting with a repairman inside of his house.
This is the general. So 10, he was with a repairman. Of course, nigga. Of course, nigga has a
His wife left for a
repairman.
doctor's appointment at around 11 o'clock in the morning, and then by noon, he was completely gone. His wife reporting him missing after that. So obviously, this is an ongoing story with search and rescue efforts still happening here on the mountains. We're going to continue to cover it for you. Elizabeth?
All right, Alex.
We're going to get more into this because I low-key want to hear more. I haven't gotten the full picture. We need to get the full picture. Just about 5 of them more, actually, that went missing. So we'll see how many niggas are talking about right now, bro. This video will explain everything right now. We're gonna get more deep into it. Come on.
Crime
buckle up.
Fanatics have been following the Nancy Guthrie case, right? Going into its 7th week. I mean, it's just this mystifying missing persons case. But there's another missing persons case that should be as big because the consequences of this person going missing could be far more severe for all of us. Right?
Okay.
So if you haven't heard of retired Air Force Major General William Neal McCaslin, get comfy because it is a critical case.
This is the guy we just...
I get it. There's a silver alert that went out for General McCaslin. But it is a lot more than just a silver alert. Okay? I think General McCaslin is 68 years old. But he has no issues.
Yeah, he's in good shape for 60 years old, man.
Wanderer. It's not like that. No, he is sharp as a tack. Where'd you hear that before? Sharp as a tack. It's what Sheriff Nanos said about Nancy Guthrie in the first day.
Yeah, he's just not no regular old man, bro. He's a general, bro. He's not no regular old man, bro.
Well, this is in New Mexico. The General McCaslin case is in New Mexico. And he is also sharp as a tack. In fact, General McCaslin might be one of the smartest Americans we've ever put out. Because he's got quite a resume, and his resume is what is causing, let's just say, a case for some alarm.
Okay.
Because this guy shouldn't go missing, and if he does go missing, it could be really problematic for a lot of people. And it could be very problematic for McCaslin's family because of all the things he knows. Let me back it up a little bit. According to the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office, he goes by Neal. So General Neal McCaslin was last seen on February 27th, about 11 o'clock in the morning. And if you know the area, he's in the area of Quail Run Court, northeast in Albuquerque.
I don't know the area.
So
I would never step foot there. Albuquerque wasn't even in Albuquerque.
On foot.
Look like the mountains.
And he did not take his phone. And he did not take his watch. So those are things that might be a little odd for most of us who now can't be without our phones for a hot minute. I can't go upstairs without it. I will come back down and take it up. So search efforts have been super
like 60. You shouldn't have that problem.
There have been official teams that have been dispatched. Friends have been out there. Neighbors have been out there. People have been on horseback searching. They've sent up drones. They've sent up helicopters. They've had 3 different kinds of search dogs that have gone out. They've had full neighborhood canvassing, door to door, knocking on doors, right? People have been asked to check their ring cams, their doorbell cams, whatever kind of cams they have, their security cams, their wildlife cams, right? A lot of people have wildlife cameras. And the police have been asking for every scrap of video that anybody might be able to offer.
Bro.
And it hasn't just been in that neighborhood either. The investigators have gone a lot wider than the circumference of just his area. So there was reporting just in the week before that authorities actually knocked on 600 different doors. Proverbially speaking, some may have been knocks, some may have been calls, but they went out to 600 different homeowners, according to reports, all near where General McCaslin's home is, where he disappeared from. And they are asking for security footage or anything, any information, you know.
Mind you, it's been like months now.
Vehicles,
it's been like 2 months now.
Tell us anything, no detail is too small. You know the drill, right? You know how investigators are. And they are trying to reconstruct what happened after the general set foot out his door and down his walkway. The FBI is involved. Okay, not weird, right? FBI was also involved in Nancy Guthrie's case. But what's different than Nancy Guthrie's case, right, is that the Kirtland Air Force Base is also involved. And this is why I said off the top of this podcast, the case of General McCaslin is different and it warrants equal or more headlines than what Nancy Guthrie's coverage has been. The Sheriff's Office says that as of now, investigators have recovered no evidence of foul play, not yet, right? But they are still considering all possible scenarios. And the reason that this case is starting to jump beyond local news, but maybe not as far beyond as it should, is because Neil McCaslin is not just any retired, military official. According to his Air Force biography, he's a graduate of the U.S. Air Force Academy. He had a degree in astronautical engineering. He later got a graduate degree from MIT.
Yeah,
he served in a series of high-level roles, including, that involved space research. This is where I'm getting to the really critical part. Space research, acquisition, operations, and special programs, as in potentially very, very special programs. He commanded the Phillips site of the Air Force Research Laboratory at Kirtland. He served as director of space acquisition, then as director of special programs at the Pentagon. And later he became the commander of the Air Force Research Laboratory at Wright-Patterson. And this is why it's so critical that we know what happened to General McCaslin because of his connections to Wright-Patterson.
Okay. Let's get into this guy coming on.
Not bigger.
Okay.
Unidentified aerial phenomena. And describe things. Ross is an Australian investigative journalist. He's an author. He's a documentary producer. He's also the senior special investigations correspondent for News Nation.
Okay.
And Ross believes that the government, actually many governments, have covered up knowledge of extraterrestrial spacecraft.
I'm not surprised.
Ross is an advocate for UFO disclosure. He made some very big headlines this week when he said that General Neil McCaslin, quote, is one of the most significant figures ever to be linked to the disclosure conversations around unidentified aerial phenomena, and described him as, quote, someone who has served at the highest levels of Air Force and defense world with oversight of classified aerospace and special programs.
So he might know some
shit.
shit.
With him. Ross, why is the story of General McCaslin, for lack of a better description, not bigger?
Look, Ashley, it's a very complex issue why General McCaslin is such an important figure in not just national security, but especially the UAP mystery, the mystery of unidentified anomalous phenomena. I noticed there's been a lot of ill-informed commentary speculating that it's all nonsense and there's nothing to this. He lost his clearances in 2013 when he left the Air Force. He couldn't.
I'll tell you this, bro. Remember, we just said there's been more people coming up missing. Like her, she worked with him very well. Apparently, this might have a deeper link. A more deeper link than we ever thought it could. It might have to do with something with a UFO. It might have to do with something with space guns. I don't know. But we gonna find out, nigga.
Possibly know anything now that would be useful, and all the UFO stuff is just specious nonsense. That is not the case. General Neil McCaslin was recorded in leaks that were leaked by the Russian GRU, where they tapped in to the private Gmail of John Podesta. John Podesta was Hillary Clinton's campaign manager in the years running up to the 2016 election. And as you would remember, Ashley, back then, everybody thought Trump had an ice cube's chance in hell of winning against Hillary Clinton. She was seen as a dead cert, rightly or wrongly. And a lot of the people in the Pentagon who
nobody wanted her to be president.
What I think is one of the biggest secrets in human history,
Tell
the
us.
mystery of non-human intelligence engaging with this planet.
UFO.
They knew the game was up. And so a covert liaison began between John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, and people like Robert Weiss, the chief executive of Skunk Works at Lockheed Martin, General Michael Carey, a former very senior US Air Force Space Command general, and General Neil McCasland. And, believe it or not, Tom DeLonge, the lead singer of Blink 182, the rock band. What? Why on earth was this disparate group of people meeting? Well, the leaked emails that were eventually posted on WikiLeaks through the GRU, Russian military intelligence, they show that for many months prior to the election, there was an ongoing conversation between General Neil McCasland and all of these people about UAP disclosure, about revealing the existence of a non-human intelligence engaging with this planet. This is why a lot of people who are saying there's nothing to this have no idea what they're talking about. And it really shocks me that one of the things we forget is our history. And if we forget our history, we forget the real story. General Neil McCasland
it's always something deeper.
Most senior generals in the US military, now retired. He's somebody who was cleared to the very highest levels of some of our deepest, darkest and most important national security secrets.
Chat, y'all hear that there, right? Y'all hear that there? Someone is taking them out. Someone has to be taking them out. Taking them out for dinner, taking them out on a mountain trip. We just gotta look more into this. Hold on, bro. I need I need to sit back and relax for a second. I need 5 seconds. Cause bro, what all that information just hit my mind and it just went scramble up in my brain again. Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong? What the fuck? I hope y'all heard that right. There's gonna be a conspiracy in this bit. And I'm gonna find it out.
Aliens. Why recently the U.S. government registered general has gone missing. It's been some time now and they haven't been able to find him. A researcher on UFO projects, a scientist, disappears in eerily similar circumstances, with many people saying this must be about aliens.
Respected woman, young
recently,
lady.
The U.S. government registered the website aliens.gov. With some joking, it surely must mean illegal aliens, right? No, this one actually has to do with UFO sightings.
Okay.
Then you also have Trump's pledge to release
Back
UFO
off my Mexicans,
files.
bro.
And many members of Congress have been working on this for some time. There have been weird predictions on the internet. People posting in the dark corners of various forums saying there will be alien contact this year. As the wars escalate around the world, we will see alien intervention to...
I don't know about y'all. I'm not trying to meet no aliens. Aliens, stay over there. I ain't trying to meet y'all niggas. I am good. Look, my life is good. I don't even have a child yet. How am I trying to meet aliens before I have a fucking child, nigga? I'm sorry. Y'all niggas ain't gonna get a nigga to meet no aliens, bro. I see, this is why there's only white people on the screen. I am never, ever, you're never gonna catch a black nigga being an astrophysicist searching about aliens. Unless he's very intelligent or African. I don't know. I ain't racist. But listen. I don't think this shit could get any worse. There must be some deep conspiracy to why all these niggas are disappearing. And I hope they're not dead. 3 already found dead. I hope more don't come dead, bro. Because we need these niggas. We need these smart niggas, bro.
Stop nuclear annihilation. Now, my friends, it all seems a bit far-fetched to me, and I would say there's a much simpler explanation. Though aliens, it may be. It could just be black operations.
Oh,
the U.S. government
my.
working on secret weapons projects, trying
Telling
to
me
keep things
BO,
under
nigga?
wraps, would love to just say, oh, yeah, it's maybe a UFO or an alien. Could it be that these missing scientists were deeply involved in special weapons projects that are undisclosed to the American people, nay, the world? So when evidence of them emerges in any capacity, they just say,
nigga, we got ray guns before GTA 6, nigga. We got space weapons. Oh my god.
UFO. Perhaps
guns are already bad enough.
You'd be silly if you thought the best weapons that we had in military were our guns or nuclear bombs. I mean, first and foremost, we know about cyber weapons.
Nukes are already good enough.
Advanced technologies that have not yet been disclosed, such as the discombobulator.
Huh?
That's what people are calling it. When the U.S. went into Venezuela, reports of a massive boom.
Oh, yeah, the shit that made them niggas throw
their
up.
heads ringing and pounding. They can't stand up. The power goes out. What kind of weapons has the U.S. government created this time that they're not telling us about? Much like the Manhattan Project, I'd be willing to bet a large sum of money, I mean it figuratively, by the way, that, yeah, we got crazy weapons.
You
but
think
I wonder,
so?
my friends, I wonder indeed if this could yet be something else. I know, it's really easy to speculate and theorize because we really just don't know what this mystery is all about. Maybe these missing scientists just played a local poker game with some mafioso guys and they didn't pay up, huh?
Nah.
Sometimes there's a simple explanation, I guess. They were in a related field, so they went to, maybe they went to a symposium on space technology, got drunk and crashed into a river. Could be as simple as that. But no, my friends, I propose another potentiality. And this one may be the darkest of them all. The possibility that artificial intelligence, military artificial intelligence, more advanced than the private sector, has already taken over.
Oh,
and
no.
now, one by one, it is removing anyone who may be a
picking them
threat
off.
to its expansion. You see what's going on with the quiet acquisition of land? The disappearance of AI researchers. My friends, we have a mystery here. And I don't have answers for you. But oh boy, does this one get really interesting. So let's dive in and start with the missing and murdered scientists. What's really going on here?
Yeah, what's
Before
really
we get started,
going
my
on?
friends, let me jump over to timcast.com. Make sure you join our Discord.
Nigga, what's going on?
Drew Smith writes, you may not have seen the story about retired Major General Neil McCaslin,
I
one of the most
wasn't finna
accomplished
read all that
military
to y'all
minds of the last
niggas.
several decades, who walked out of his home in New Mexico on February 27th and vanished without a trace.
Nigga, we
He
already
left
know
behind
this.
emails as an advisor to Tom DeLonge when DeLonge was building his UFO disclosure organization to the Stars Academy. The man knew things. Where he is,
I already
can
looked
say.
at this article.
this is
Nigga.
where it gets darker. Aerospace engineer.
Yeah, we already know the lady who went.
Was an avid
Hold
his
on.
most advanced aerospace research. He oversaw a classified space weapons program. McCaslin was in charge of the Air Force Research Lab at a base in Ohio. It's rumored that base holds extraterrestrial debris from the Roswell crash site. The general was tied in with the UFO community. A source told the New York Post the general was a gatekeeper for anything UFO related in the Air Force. He retired due to mental fog, but investigators say he's still highly intelligent and capable. McCaslin was an avid hiker. His wife last saw him leaving with a backpack
So he's
and a
retired?
.38 revolver. No phone, no
So he had a gun on
glasses.
him?
He disappeared 6 days right after Trump announced he was releasing the UFO files.
Oh.
And he's not the only one. 8 months before the general vanished, a rocket scientist who worked under him years ago also went
Just
missing.
vanished.
She was hiking.
So imagine there's 5 of them, and now there's 7, and they're all gone missing. Basically, just the drama thickens.
in California with 2 other people.
2 people and you went missing.
Files released. Now, my understanding is that aliens.gov is supposed to be a portal. Wow, it's not working. The site can't. That's strange. It's supposed to be a portal where you can report on UFO sightings. This is getting interesting, my friends.
For real.
Could it
It's getting sticky,
that as
icky.
more and more information is coming out, we are actually seeing potential contact with alien species of some sort?
Nigga, you
Not
think the
that it's
aliens are
happening
taking
all
them?
at once. Now, there's been speculation as to this for some time. Obviously, for decades, people have talked about crashed alien craft or something of that nature. But what if there are aliens who are fully aware? If they came down to Earth and landed in front of the White House, it would be chaos. People would be freaking out. You could start a war.
Nah, I wouldn't be freaking
Russia
out.
would lose their minds. China would.
Would y'all be freaking out if aliens popped up in y'all crib right now? Low key, if they look like, I don't know, they probably don't even look like the type of aliens we're even thinking about. What if they're like Greys or like the Nordics? You know, them type of aliens. What if they look like that? I don't know. The type of aliens niggas say in real life, not like the ones that you see on TV, like the ET looking ass niggas. You know what I mean? But what if like a Grey? Search up Grey. You don't know what Grey is. I just learned what that fuck is. What them niggas are. But what if a Grey just popped up to y'all niggas, was like, yo, spoke perfect English, or it was like telepathically, that nigga could like transfer her them thoughts to your brain, nigga. Would you have freak out? I don't think I would freak out, because I've heard at this point, I don't think anybody gonna freak out. We're just gonna be like, yo, we're just gonna sit back, roll the blunt with that nigga, give it to him, let that nigga pass it, let that nigga smoke it if you want to. You know what I mean?
What if the inverse? What if the aliens landed in China and had a meeting with Xi Jinping instead of the United States? Chaos indeed. Before the aliens can make contact, there needs to be stability. So what if the play would be create signs of alien activity slowly over a long period of time? To be honest, my friends,
do y'all believe in aliens?
Out right now and said
I think
that
I believe in
there were
aliens,
signs
bro.
of intelligent
aliens are real.
extraterrestrial life they've been monitoring. I don't think people would actually freak out. We have been conditioned over a long enough period of time where
it's been too long.
Most people might actually accept it. Oh, now Christians might just call them demons. Indeed, maybe they are. But I think most people would just accept that it was real. Here's the story from The Guardian. Last week, U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency registered the alien.gov and aliens.gov web domains, adding both to the official government website registry. But the move also comes at a time when U.S. officials, U.S. government interest in UFOs or unidentified anomalous phenomena, as officialdom prefers to call them, has never been higher and is firmly rooted in fears over national security in the age of drones, terrorism, and international conflict.
Nigga, Trump's probably one of the aliens already, bro. Take that purple ass nigga with y'all. I said purple. Nigga like orange. Nigga look like Mr. Orange. Anyways, let's go to the next video, man. Let's do let's look at the two people that just turned up missing right now. Bro, get me off this nigga shit. I swear to God. Bro, how is this? Okay, bruh. Okay, bruh. Let's see the two that just went missing right now.
Knew about this technology, about these encounters. Okay, the Sentinel briefing, the Sentinel net. Let's talk about the two additional names that have been added to the list of people who died that knew about this technology, about these encounters. Okay, the Sentinel briefing, the Sentinel network. This website has been a very, very interesting resource with a lot of reporting on suspicious deaths related to the UFOs. So I'm going to read you this article and you're going to find out about the new names that have now been connected to this, and it's very scary. The blind spot. Rocks are falling through our roofs. The man who tested whether we'd see them coming was shot on his porch.
Okay, so one of them was shot.
2024, another manager in the same sensor pipeline died. His obituary is the only proof that he existed. All right, This is terrifying. So they've got some links here to all of the stuff. It says they're running it now. All right. Here's what's interesting. This website has been covering all this stuff for a long time, and the mainstream media is miles behind, arguably even covering it up. But we're only
everybody. It seems like a cover up to us.
Networks just beginning to cover the basics of this story. But the Sentinel Network has been covering this for a while. They're at the cutting edge of this, and they're finding more and more bodies related to these research projects every single day. So it says they're running it now. 1 week ago, we published the long count. 9 names connected to the Defense Aerospace Corridor. Deaths and disappearances spanning 9 months. We mapped the AFRL funding chain. We documented the institutional silence. We laid out the Marconi parallel. We said nobody was looking at this list as a list. In 7 days, the wall cracked. CNN ran the McCaslin story with details that we surfaced about his AFRL command history. Fox News did the same and mapped the 1-hour vanishing window. ABC News ran our connections and detailed the search operations. Newsweek brought in a former FBI agent and talked about details first covered here. And on Saturday, News Nation reported the connection this publication documented first, that Monica Jacinto Reza, the inventor of Mondaloy, vanished 9 months before the general who oversaw the budget that funded her work.
Damn.
They named the specific directorate the Air Force Research Laboratory Space
That's
Vehicles
that
Directorate,
fine woman.
AFRL,
RIP her.
SVD. None of them credited us. That's fine. I'm crediting you guys, all right? We're standing strong. We're rocking with the Sentinel network. Some of them none of them credited us. That's
big
fine.
up this news article.
Hopefully they'll mention me on here one day. That'll be fire. The point was that somebody with subpoena authority would look at the list as a list. That's now happening. While the networks ran our connections, we kept investigating. This briefing contains 2 new names, new evidence on existing cases, and a question that connects 2 Sentinel investigations that were supposed to be separate. We'll take them in order. They're about to blow this shit wide open. Okay, look at this space technology right here, right?
What is that? It's like tinfoil.
The instrument manager. On July the 4th, 2024, Frank Werner Mywald, 61, died in Los Angeles nearly a year before anyone else in this investigation vanished or was killed. Mywald was a technical group supervisor at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. His obituary and his publication trail on the NASA tech.
Chai, you think all of this is linked up, bro? I don't know. If this is getting scarier and scarier, bro. As long, bro, it's like I'm going down a deep rabbit hole. So, one was shot, one disappeared, one is missing. Like, actually, like she had two people with her and she somehow turned up missing. Like, okay, there's out of 3 things that's going on. The aliens found out about their space guns and they come suck them niggas up and take them niggas away. Or, you know, or the government thinks they know too much or something and they need to take them out. Or something, they got in between something that they're not supposed to know and they happen to find out. And now they're all taking them out. I don't know. There's my 3 theories right there. I don't know if it's plausible, but let's see.
Report server document a career spanning radiometry, terahertz spectroscopy, and orbital remote sensing. Okay, I'm honestly not smart enough for some of this stuff, but we're going to learn it together. Okay, he managed the development of the SBG VSWIR instrument, a visible shortwave infrared spectrometer designed for the Surface Biology and Geology mission. He had previously overseen the successful delivery of instruments for the AMRC program and contributed to AMR SWOT-COWVR, AMR Jason 3, and the HIFI. These are not obscure academic instruments. Visible shortwave infrared spectroscopy detects anomalous surface emissions and identifies materials from orbit. Advanced microwave radiometry enables all-weather target tracking and maritime domain awareness. The civilian applications are climate monitoring and oceanography, but the defense applications are intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. The technology is inherently dual use, and Mywald managed programs on both sides of that line. So what this is saying is basically
advanced microwave.
He was working on technology that could be used to monitor anything, anyone, no matter the weather. And, you know, it could be used to monitor the weather, or it could be used by governments to maintain intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and find people that maybe don't want to be found, or get a view of the battlefield that maybe the average eye in the sky wouldn't be able to get. Now, his obituary contains no cause of death. No illness is mentioned. No decline is described. He was born on June the 24th, 1964, in Rattingen, Germany. Educated at the University of Cologne, he's survived by a wife of 25 years, Jon J. Mywald, his father, and his siblings. Entries in the public memorial guestbook from his colleagues make clear that the death was sudden.
Oh, shit.
Colleagues noted that he'd been actively engaged in ongoing projects and making plans for the future. The shock documented by his peers is not the language of a long illness. There was no press release from JPL, no memorial statement from NASA, no acknowledgement from Caltech, no local news coverage from the LA Times, Pasadena Star News, or any regional outlet, No entry located in the LA County Medical Examiner's public database. His
How
obituary
convenient.
is the only public record that Frank Werner Mywald even existed and then stopped existing. Sus. JPL is where Monica Razor was working when she vanished 11 months later. Caltech IPAC, where Carl Grillmair ran quality assurance on the NeoWise data pipeline, is the same institutional family.
That's that lady
we
just
California
we saw in the beginning of the video.
Razor invented the alloy. Grillmair validated the sensor pipeline. Maywald managed the instruments. All three of them.
All three are gone.
Very, very.
See?
Suspicious, right? So the senior JPL technical group supervisor managing cutting-edge dual-use remote sensing instruments died suddenly at 61. No cause of death disclosed. No acknowledgement. The same silence that met the deaths and disappearances of Razor, Grillmair, and the Wright-Patterson personnel. I met Maywald nearly a year earlier. If this pattern has a beginning, it might be here. Independence Day 2024.
Yeah, I think the lady's still alive.
The question we have to ask. 3 days ago, we published a special report, The Sky is Falling. 11 confirmed fireball events in 20 days. 3 meteorite falls reaching the ground. Since our report, 4 additional structures struck on 2 continents, bringing the total to 7. 2 daytime airbursts with sonic booms over major American cities 4 days apart. No major active shower. No known debris stream. ESA's planetary defense team assessed that the Koblenz object was a size class that impacts Earth infrequently and is often undetected by current sky surveys. So it says, the system designed to close that detection gap is NEO-Surveyor, the first space telescope built to find objects that could hit Earth. Its data pipeline runs through IPAC at Caltech. The man who was validating whether that telescope's instruments would perform to specification, the instrument characterization specialist whose job it was to find the blind spots before the telescope launched, was Carl Grillmair, shot to death on his porch. His charges had been dismissed 11 days earlier.
The one that got shot. Oh my God.
Grillmair ran quality assurance on the NeoWise Science Data Center and validated the instruments for
its
This
is how they're all linked up.
His work sat at the center of the detection layer. Find the dark, cold object against the black of space before it finds you. That layer is now missing the person who tested whether it actually works. We're not asserting a connection between those cases and the fireball cluster we documented in that special report, but we are documenting that the person best positioned to identify the blind spots in the detection infrastructure currently failing to see objects before they hit Earth is on this list. That is a question. It deserves an answer from someone with a badge and a budget. We do not have either. We have a keyboard and a pattern. The third man in the corridor. Mywald extends the timeline backwards, and the next name widens it. After the long count published, a reader pointed us to a case in Los Alamos that we hadn't investigated. In the long count, we documented Melissa Cassius, a DOE advisory board member connected to LANL, whose husband is a superintendent, 3rd level, I guess, at the laboratory, who vanished from Taos in June 26, 2025. McCaslin vanished from Albuquerque 8 months later, both from the New Mexico Defense Corridor, and both were gone without a trace. But there was a third, and he was the first. There he is. Okay? So, Anthony Chavez, or Tony Chavez, was a longtime LNAL employee who worked at the laboratory until approximately 2017. He lived on
I think this goes way back, like,
one of the
it's a
oldest
different
neighborhoods
stuff.
in Los Alamos. The homes are prefabricated structures assembled from kits in the late 40s by the Atomic Energy Commission to house workers during the post-war expansion of the nuclear weapons complex. The neighborhood exists because the laboratory exists. His landline records show that he last made calls from his house on the evening of May 5th, 2025. He did not carry a cell phone. On May 8th, when friends and family couldn't reach him, the Los Alamos Police Department conducted a welfare check. His car was locked in the driveway. Inside, his wallets, keys, and cigarettes sat on the living room table. No forced entry, no blood, no signs of struggle. Detective Ladislas Sabo, lead investigator, described the scene. There was no evidence of a scuffle. There was no blood. There was nothing. It was like he just left. Specialized cadaver dogs from the Sandia Search Dogs and Mountain Canine Corps searched his home, his sister's nearby house, and the trails along Pueblo Canyon. All searches returned negative. His bank activity ceased around May the 5th, and he's never been found. That's so creepy. Carl Buckland, a close friend and attorney who had known Chavez since childhood, publicly disputed the idea that he left voluntarily. He described Chavez as a healthy and extremely mentally stable person. The Los Alamos Police Department issued 2 missing person announcements in mid-May 2025. After May 20th, all media coverage stopped. A single local Substack article from Boomtown, Los Alamos, published June 25th, 2025, remains the most detailed public account of the case. We've not been able to confirm Chavez's specific role or division at LANL. That matters, and we're transparent about the limit. But what we can confirm is that a long-time laboratory employee vanished from a town that exists because of the laboratory, 6 weeks before Razor and 7 weeks before Cassius, under circumstances that will look very familiar by the time you finish this briefing.
Oh my gosh. So they're all coming up dead. Something is not adding up, bruh. Something is not adding up. We gonna watch a little bit and then
repairman who saw him in the home. Then his wife came back a little over an hour later and he had disappeared. Nobody witnessed William Neil McCasland leave his house. The repairman interacted with him around 10 a.m. on February the 27th, down from groups that he was involved with. Razor, June 2025, at Angeles National Forest, waved at her hiking companion from 30 feet, then ceased to exist.
Yeah,
States,
she waved at her too.
Desert,
and then
one California ridgeline, the same outcome every time. Says, we're not asserting these disappearances share a cause. We're documenting that they share a signature, the physical evidence left at each scene, the negative results from every search technology deployed, and the complete absence of any confirmed sighting or remains describe the same event happening to two different people across two corridors.
Let's see the timeline.
The updated timeline. When we published the long count, we documented 9 names across a 9-month window beginning with Monica Jacinto Reza on June 22nd.
I thought it was 7.
With Mywald and Chavez, the window is wider and the list is longer. July the 4th, 2024, Frank Werner Mywald, 61, JPL, Technical Group Supervisor, SBG VSWIR and AMRC programs, dead. No cause disclosed, no institutional acknowledgement, no news coverage. May the 5th to the 8th, 2025, Anthony Chavez, 78, LANL, specific role undisclosed. Wallet, keys, and cigarettes left on the table.
That's the one that lived at Los Alamos.
Negative cadaver dogs missing. June 22, 2025, Monica Jacinto Reza, 60, JPL, AFRL funded contractor, inventor of Mondaloy, vanished from a ridgeline in the Angeles National Forest and is missing. June 26, 2025, Melissa Cassius, 53, DOE advisory board member connected to LANL, both phones factory reset, staggering on surveillance footage, missing. This is so insane. October 25th, 2025, Jacob Pritchard, 34, AFRL Census Directorate, Jamie Pritchard, 33, AFL CMC, First Lieutenant, Jamie Gustitis, 25, AFRL 711th Human Performance Wing, TS SCI cleared, all dead, no motive determined. December 15th, 2025,
I don't know how he died.
Nuno Lauriero, 47, MIT, Herman Feshbach Professor of Physics, Director of the MIT Plasma Science and Fusion Center, LANL, Ulam described distinguished scholar, shot in the foyer of his apartment building, perpetrator identified, dead. February 16th, 2026, Carl Grillmare, 67, Caltech, IPAC, NeoWise Pipeline, Neo Surveyor Instrument Characterization, shot dead on his porch. Charges against the killer had been dismissed 11 days earlier. February 27th, 2026, William Neil McCasland, 68, former AFRL commander, red backpack, wallet and revolver unaccounted for, phone, glasses and wearable devices left behind. Nobody witnessed his departure, missing. What?
Guys, you guys think this is all linked up? We're gonna end the video there. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm gonna update y'all on any updatable information. I thank y'all for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna keep coming out with the news. We're gonna come out with underground type of news, you know, that nobody's really heard of. So like and we're gonna deal with the US and Iran situation. But I thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.